Well, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And today, you guys, I want to take a look at this Qatari military base that they are talking about putting in Mountain Home Air Force Base out in, where is it? It's just outside, well, I don't know if it's just outside, but it's sort of around the Boise-ish area of Idaho. I was looking because I used to live up in Spokane, Washington, which is on the border right there next to like Post Falls, Idaho, and Coeur d'Alene. So I wanted to kind of see where this was. And the Mountain Home Base seems like it was between like farther south of Boise. So this is interesting. This is the first time they've ever proposed to put any other nation's military on American soil, and I don't know how this is going to go over. So let's take a look at the energy and see, you guys. As always, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, form your own opinion, and please be kind to one another in the comment section down below. Okay, my friends, let's see what the deal is with this Qatari air base. Knight of Pentacles. Yep, this is soldiers. Soldiers going into battle. Knight of Pentacles is a very slow-moving knight, though. This is more of a stable knight. But this is also a knight. It is battle. So it's an interesting energy. It's a very methodical energy. I'm almost feeling like this is the energy of it's not going to happen, like our military is going to protect our homeland, because this is very trustworthy energy. The challenge that this situation faces is the Nine of Cups. So, okay, this is all about money, you guys. Nine of Cups is about a ton of abundance, material wealth. When this card, though, is very interesting because when it's reversed, it's the card of ego, self-centeredness. So I think that this card is encompassing both aspects, its upright and its reverse aspect, when it comes to the challenge. The challenge is, I feel like this is our military. At first I was thinking this is the Qatari military, but I don't think so. This is our soldiers defending the homeland. And their challenge is these men with too much money and too much ego. This was all, we know this was bribery. We'll pull other cards, but the fact that Qatar, or Qatar, however you want to call it, they provided a jet to Trump. Then he lets them have a base. I mean, the money is just back and forth between these people. There was like a golf course involved. The energy that this deal is coming from is the Four of Wands reversed, you guys. This one, okay, so you guys know that I talk all the time. It comes up, I swear, in almost every reading, that what we're seeing is something that has been prophesized. And I mentioned this in my reading yesterday, and I think I'm going to do it. There is a book called The Master Game, and it literally talks about, it's an extensive history. It goes into all of the people that had the power, the control, and it explains really where we're going. And it also ties in all of these different religions. So I read this book and it was life-changing for me as far as really understanding what's happening now and how it didn't matter what we did. This was stuff that we're seeing now. It was set in motion literally like over 2,000 years ago. Okay. So I think I am going to do that series. It's going to be a lot for me to do that, but I am really thinking about doing it. But anyway, I say all that to say that the energy that this is coming from is the Four of Wands reversed. This is very much the rite of passage energy. And this comes up when we're looking at these things that are happening that have been predicted, these things that have been prophesized for like thousands of years. So what we're seeing now, right, play out, all of these dynamics, we're seeing the things that are going to set us up for the destruction of the current world we live in, which don't be scared, because that destruction is what opens the way, clears the path for the 4D, the elevation. We refer to it as the split, the new earth that's coming. But we have to go through this time of wiping things away. And that's where we are. But this is Spirit's reminder to us that what you're seeing, while it's big and scary and you're like, what the heck is going on? It's as it should be. It's as it's meant to be to get where we're going. The energy of where we're going is the Hanged Man reversed. This is martyr energy. We are going to see a martyr in this situation. So whether they use Trump as a martyr, whether they use Charlie Kirk, continue to use him and he gets blown up bigger. But I feel like there's going to be, I wondered if Charlie Kirk was going to be the martyr that kicked off everything. And I really do feel that the Republicans were trying to kick off a civil war for entertainment purposes only, my opinion. I think that they were really hoping that that was what was going to incite it, and it didn't. But I do feel like we are going to see someone die or some assassination, something where it's this martyr energy, and that's what they use. This is a very complicated relationship because this is a Muslim country, and the United States traditionally has not been very Muslim friendly. So I'm wondering how this is going to play out, and then how this is going to play out between the U.S. and Israel, and then the rest of the world. The aim, the purpose of this base is the Nine of Swords reversed. They were backed into a corner. This was not something that Trump or his administration wanted to do at all, but they were forced into this. Someone pulled something and they said, nope, this is what we're doing. They tried everything they could to get out of this, because they know, they's being like Trump and his admin or whoever in the heck is running the show right now. But they did not want to do this. They did not want to do this, but Qatar or someone had the leverage to make it happen. The underlying issue is justice reversed. It's not fair. It's not just. It's out of balance. Things have not been done the right way. And again, I feel like this is talking about whatever it is that Qatar used against the U.S. to get this base is something that would put the people away for a really long time, specifically Trump. I think that for entertainment purposes only, the stuff that Trump has been involved in is so much worse than we can even imagine. And I don't want to go off on a weird conspiracy theory, and I don't have any proof, and I don't want to do a whole Pizzagate thing. But I just wonder how much of that Pizzagate stuff, I used to think that the QAnon people were nuts. But part of me now is like, I wonder how much of that is true, and I wonder how much of that is the wealthy elite. Is Trump part of that? I mean, what can be worse than raping, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls, even 16, 17-year-old girls? Well, what if it's like ending the lives of children? I don't know. I just think, like, whatever it is that Trump is trying to keep quiet, like if it were just, I don't want to say just rape, because that's not just whatever, but if it were just that one thing, I think, men have come out of that just fine. It has to be worse than that. So what's worse than that? It's either going to be some kind of torture, or it's going to be some kind of, ending the life. The energy of this base of this situation is the Two of Cups. So this created a rift. So while Pete Hegseth may have been up there calling that person from the royal family, Your Excellency, during that news conference, it is not friendly and amicable. This is not like, oh, everything's fine, we're doing fine, we're all getting along. No. There's a lot of animosity. The environment, yep. The environment is the Five of Wands. This is fighting. This is rivalry. This is competition. This is trying to be the one that comes up on top. The hope or the fear is the Knight of Cups reverse. Knight of Cups reverse is a disappointment of an offer that doesn't show up. So there is fear that for the people of Qatar, that the people that are doing this, there's a fear somehow that this deal isn't going to go through. And then obviously for the Trump regime, there's the fear it will go through. Final outcome for this. Yep, it's not gonna be good. Now, the death card isn't necessarily a bad card. It's not a card that necessarily means death. It means the end of one thing, the beginning of something new. But I think this is the end of the way that we've known things to be here on the, in the United States. And I think that we're going to see something new now. I don't think what's coming is going to be great. I think we're going to see things really, really disintegrate. But remember what I say, right? I say all the time that our external world, our external reality is a direct reflection of our internal thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So we control what our experience is. So spirit will lift us up and put us somewhere where we are safe if we are not meant to be part of whatever's going on, right? Now, if it's part of your soul contract, well, okay, then that's a different situation. But we can manifest our situations, and I'm a prime example. You guys have seen it happen. I put in all of my manifestations, my intentions, and look at where I am now. I've been essentially lifted up and placed somewhere that I feel like I'm really safe and protected. The same thing can happen for you. So I say that so that when you see these things that are unsettling and you're like, oh no, like what's going to happen to me? You don't have to experience this, okay? So just know that. I want to always remind everyone of that. Okay, so I want to just pull some of these Trish James Governance Oracle cards. I love these cards so much. And just see if we can get any other information about this base, what's going to happen, the energy behind the scenes. If you guys are ever curious to know what cards I'm using, if you go to my website, which is just bobbiereads.com, and if you need help finding it, if you go to the description box below this video and you click where it says more, it will expand. And I have all kinds of information in there, and that's where the link to the website is if you need help finding it. But on my website, I have a page that has all of the different decks that I use on YouTube. So you can just go there and find the picture and then click on it and it'll give you the deck information. Okay, so what else should we know about either this base, the deal, what's going on behind the scenes, how this is going to turn out? Voice of the people. I feel like the American people are not going to be here for this. Okay, I feel like there is going to be a lot of resistance on both sides of the aisle as to why are we doing this? Why are we compromising our safety? Because that would give Qatar the right to fly over our airspace anytime they want to, because they'd have to be able to access that base. We have market volatility. So I do think we're going to see, we've talked about that a lot. Leadership battle. So we are seeing leadership battles. I think we are seeing it really start to play out now with what's going on behind the scenes. Obviously, there is a shadow ruler in Stephen Miller. I also believe that there are other shadow rulers that we're not aware of. Oh, very interesting too. The red and the blue. I just noticed that. This would be, leadership battle. There is also a change in focus and relentless determination. So they are going to be relentlessly determined to get this base up and running. I'm wondering if they're going to not wait and just immediately bring in the squadron, but I feel like they're going to do something to try to distract from this change in focus. And I am wondering if we're going to get some kind of a like false flag event where the Qatar fleet goes out and essentially is like the hero for the US, like saves the day to sort of make it look like, oh, it's a good thing they were here. Look at how, they defended us. And it's completely orchestrated. Something to change the focus so that people aren't concerned about bringing, these people in that do not have the US's best interests at heart. Now, I think that, just my opinion, okay, I think that the Muslim nations are very much vilified, okay? I don't believe in the American rhetoric of just, oh, it's how bad they are, because I've taken the time to meet Muslim people, and let me tell you, they're some of the most amazing, beautiful people I've ever met in my life. So I when I talk about this, I don't like to generalize like, oh, it's the Muslim people. But there are people in other nations in the Middle East, regardless of their religion, that do not like the U.S. And they have every right to not like the U.S. because of what the U.S. has done to them. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're Muslim. Okay, so just want to say that. So those people, even though they have every right to not like the U.S. because of what we've done, we still shouldn't open the door and let them in. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? Oh, you guys, I just don't even know. So, you know what I love to do at the end of my readings? We look at all this stuff that's super stressful, and then we say, okay, Spirit, you've warned us of what's coming. Now what? What advice do you have for us? What do you want us to know? What's the lesson behind all of this? Why are we experiencing this? So we are going to pull an oracle card, and today we're going to pull from the Starseed Oracle. And this is just any message that Spirit wants to share with us that we need to hear, okay? So any messages that we need to hear, now that we've heard all of this stuff, what does Spirit have for us after telling us about this? Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, so we have empathetic star seed. Let's see what this says. This says, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Empathetic star seeds are here to shift the world through their physical presence alone. They don't need to do anything beyond being here, thanks to the energetic change their physical presence causes. Due to their highly sensitive nature, empathetic star seeds can struggle with being on Earth and in a physical body. Many are prone to addiction and depression or tend to mistake other people's feelings and moods for their own. Natural introverts, they tend to prefer spending time alone or in small groups. Crowds can be overwhelming for them. If this card appears, consider lightening the load energetically. Don't put yourself under such pressure to go out into the world. Be gentle with yourself. Allow extra time and care to recover energetically. If you're feeling pressured to keep up a certain pace, instead, put on the brakes and treat yourself like a precious baby. Do whatever you can to take the pressures of the world off your plate. Switch off to switch back on. In today's world, it's normal to feel that we should be doing more, but perhaps being present in our life is enough. This could be a phase you're going through or simply how you're being called to live your life. If your work involves giving to others, right now you're being called to keep something for yourself. You don't need to transmute it all. It's okay to look after your own growth and healing before feeling you should offer it to the world. Indeed, it's necessary if you want to continue to do so sustainably. I think so many of us, I'm sure so many of you that are drawn to my videos are drawn here because you are empathetic. You do, you draw to yourself what it is that you need, what it is that, you're attracting, whatever matches your energy. So if you're here, chances are very good that you are an empathetic starseed. I definitely am one as well. And it can be really easy to take on the feelings and emotions of other people, especially during difficult times. And the reason I think that we're here right now during these difficult times is because we are empathetic and because we can feel what others are feeling. Therefore, we can identify the needs of other people and we can assist. But it is very important that you take care of yourself first and foremost. And I think so many empaths, that's the last thing that we do. The last thing we do is we take care of ourselves. We put other people before us. And this is that reminder that we're going to be going through some difficult times. And so it's important to, in addition to helping others, take that time out to fill our cup, to provide for ourselves and our own needs. Okay? All right, you guys, if you're still with me and you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And also, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free and a fantastic way to help out my channel. And if you would like to take your support of my channel one step further, you can do that by becoming a member. Membership is 99 cents a month, and the information to join is in that description box down below where you click more. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I flip cards, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.